foreign aid money that I use to sustain my family is no longer available. And that is ridiculous as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Whereas the MPs are getting £10,000 increase to stay at home. How is that fair and equal to the society that they represent?
Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. And who are you assassinating, by the way?
I am not assassinating anyone. We are a government. Laf Republic is a government. The Obonjo government is a government that caters for every single person. Everyone is equal in my country. So I don't know where you got this information from. And maybe you've mixed me up with another African dictator, which is very, very likely. But there's no way I have carried out any assassinations on anyone. There's no need for that. I have a peaceful and loyal subjects, and they do love what I do, and they love my presidency.
How much money have you received from the World Bank to fight COVID-19 in the Left Republic?
They have not given us Jack. And when I say Jack, this is one of the things we spoke about yesterday with the president of Nambia, Zamunda Tangazola. We had a useful discussion. We have received no money at all. And what really pisses me off right now at the moment is the fact that I've heard that France is planning to test African citizens, African people. They better not try that with any of our fictional countries, because there will be war. We are a different kind of African leader. African leaders different. Wakanda leader, the Laf Republic leader, we are different from all these other African countries.
How much money do you want?
Well, this is not about money. This is about saving lives. And right now, like I said, what I am most concerned about is that in every single Western country, we have Laf Republicans who are based there at the moment. And I can't seem to get my people out of these countries so that they come back home. That is my main worry. When I spoke to Dominic Raab yesterday, he couldn't even give me an answer. I want my people back in my country.
I find it slightly strange that you're trying to save lives when you've got assassins going out shooting people for leaving their house.
What other way? How else would you recommend it? Tell me, how else would you recommend it?
Well, a strongly worded letter from the British Prime Minister seemed to work.
A strongly worded letter did not work. I received, can you imagine? This is why I know I am under house arrest. Even though I came here on a state visit to see the Queen, who's now semi-isolating, I received a letter from Prime Minister Johnson. And that letter was clear that I couldn't leave my house. So I am being treated like a British citizen. I could claim diplomatic immunity and get out of this house that I am in at the moment. It's a house. It's a house, a 2-bedroom house. It's not even big enough for my family, for my 6 wives. Look, there are no assassins at the moment.
Oh, why not?
Because that's not the way we operate at the moment. Because there's been no need to. There has been no need to. Even though we have passed a law, and I'll be honest with you, that if COVID arrives in Laf Republic, and we're hoping it doesn't, then yes, we will use assassins to stop people from leaving the house.
What sort of money are you spending on people's livelihoods? Have you furloughed any of your citizens yet?
That is a good point. But why would we want to follow? You say follow or followed? Follow or follow?
Furlough.
Oh, follow. Is that the 80% thing that the British have given to their citizens?
Yes.
Why do you expect me, an African leader, to copy what the Western governments have done? Yeah, this is a different style of government. Why should I copy it? Besides, we do not have COVID in Laf Republic.
But you said you've locked down your whole country, so surely you need to furlough people. Is everyone working from home, or what's happening?
Let me clarify what's happening. Yeah,
please.
COVID or no COVID, people are always locked down in our country. It's not anything new in any shape or form. They are allowed out when I am celebrating my birthday, which is coming up next week. People will be allowed to come out, and there will be a national parade, and they will be celebrating my birthday. All we do is very, very controlled. These Western countries are 10, 20 years behind what we would normally do. Yeah, so locking down is what we've done over the years.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying, Luke?
I do. Are there any other reasons for people to be able to leave their houses?
Yes, there are other reasons. So if they want to go out and buy my DVD, Goodbye, Mr. President, which is my show from Edinburgh Fringe 2019, then they're allowed to do so as well. Because
So
they have, because one of the things that is going to be really, really difficult right now for us is that if we're not careful, we are likely to have a recession in Laughter Republic because we rely on the foreign aid that we get from all these countries. And if these countries can't help their own citizens and are pumping money into their own economy, that is going to affect Laughter Republic. One of the reasons why I came here on a state visit was I was here to deliver a number of speeches to people in the United Kingdom. 20-minute speeches across so many comedy clubs. I have not been able to do that. Those were my after dinner speaking engagements, and I have not been able to do that. That was income that was coming in to sustain Laughter Republic.
okay, so who are you isolated with? Did you manage to isolate with your 6 wives?
I have isolated with my 6 wives, but it's getting really, really boring. Because normally back home, I change my wives as soon as I can. And I have 6 wives that I have been living with for the past 3 weeks here, and it's got really, really boring. So I too try to go to uniformdating.com to excite myself.
And what have you found on there?
I've found quite a number of very old white women.
They all look the same, right?
Yeah, they all look the same, all wrinkled.
Yeah, and bad teeth.
I don't know about bad teeth, but all wrinkled. I don't go that far. I have an incident where I was catfished. So you know what catfished is. One of them said, looked like a real 24-year-old. I ended up finding out that she was about 79. I discovered that last night when we zoomed each other, and I was horrified by what I saw.
Are you telling me you like cougars?
I never planned to find a cougar on uniformdating.com, but that's what's happened. They say they like a man in uniform, but yeah.
And how do you plan to meet them if you can't go outside?
Well, I've discovered this new technology called Zoom and Twitch and Hangout. These are useful for, looking and not touching, but looking. And you're able to, in a way, still not necessarily exchange body fluid, but you know what I mean. You're able to relieve yourself as best as you can.
Okay, excellent. That's great to know. UK are about 4 weeks behind Italy. How far behind are the Laughter Republic in terms of cases and in terms of the outbreak?
350 days.
Oh, a year and a whole year.
Yeah, in a whole year. But don't forget what I said, Luke. You are a bad journalist. You are really, really bad journalist. A bad interviewer because you are not listening to what I am saying. I have said to you, there is no COVID in Laughter Republic. So why would there be an outbreak? There is no COVID in Laughter Republic. Yeah? But if it was to arrive in in Laughter Republic, it will be 350 days.
You're blaming me, but I spoke to your deputy today, and I passed these questions to your deputy, and they gave all of these questions the go ahead ready for this interview. So I blame your people. I blame the Laughter Republic.
Well, you are not. You have just confirmed why I am reshuffling my cabinet tomorrow morning, and I am reshuffling my cabinet because they are not. They are not portraying Laughter Republic to the world the way I expect it to be. And I want to tell you the people that I have appointed, and I will be making the announcement tomorrow. And this is fresh news that I am sharing with you, Luke, so you must feel honored. I have appointed Rihanna as my Minister for Health, and she will be distributing weed to all the people because weed is very good for dealing with COVID. Yeah, it helps the immune system. My Minister for Food, Kim Kardashian, will be sending out recipes on Instagram, healthy foods like fries, burgers and kebabs and deep fries and Mars bars from Edinburgh, Scotland in England. That is what she's prepared to do. My Minister for Hygiene, Johnny Depp, is recommending that everybody takes a shower at least once a year. This is how we're going to protect Laughter Republic citizens. And I am moving heaven and heart to make sure that we have Joe Weeks in our country to help us with daily exercises.
Joe Wicks, okay. And so,
Yeah,
what
that's my
is
sports minister.
what does Kim Kardashian look like at the moment? Because obviously she's not been able to get her lip treatment or any of the other facial treatment that she usually gets before lockdown.
I don't know. Stop mixing me up with Kanye West. I know you can't recognize black people, but I am not Kanye West. So I
No,
don't know.
I said
Look, I
Kim
don't know. I
Kardashian.
don't. Yeah, Kim Kardashian. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kim Kardashian is married to Kanye West, isn't he? Get your facts right. Isn't she married to Kanye West?
I
To
believe
Kanye
so.
West? Yes, exactly. Uh, so I don't know. We only communicate via Zoom, and she has accepted my the cabinet position that I have given her. So, like I said, she will be sending her recipes on Instagram to help all Latin Republicans in terms of healthy foods, kebab, deep fried Mars bars from Edinburgh, Scotland, in England.
Now, Mr. President, you seem to be hiding the facts here because I think the real reason that you have got Kim Kardashian on board is that you want her and Kanye West to break up so you can go in there and you can marry her and make her your seventh wife.
Uh, no, I don't want to be disrespectful to women. I like my women to be natural. You get myself? I don't like all this plastic surgery stuff, fake lips and fake boobs. I like fresh onions, fresh
Fresh
lips.
onions. I
Yes, fresh onions. That's what I like.
well, lots of
Natural.
layers and smelly.
Layer. Yeah. No, no. Just no, not that. Just natural. Natural, natural smell.
You like
Yeah? Natural,
you like
natural smell.
women. You like women who make you cry.
I don't know where you've got that from about crying. You mix me up. Why would I want to cry over a woman?
You said you compared women to onions.
Oh, that is a very good joke. I missed that. But, yeah. You're trying to prove to me that you are a comedian. You're a bad journalist. Probably a better comedian than a journalist. But that's okay. Yes. Onions. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I don't do
I,
that's really funny. That's really funny. I give you that one, Nick. I give you that.
I've never seen you laugh just before, Mr. President. I can't believe
Look,
it.
yeah, and I know I shouldn't, but this is I am worried for the Western countries. We am worried for my Western friends. I want to make sure that they survive this. And you hear what America is doing at the moment, and he did that complete orange doctard or whatever he's called, did really take this seriously and genuinely believe that this was a conspiracy. This was, the Democrats. By the way, I hear Biden has has won the Democratic nomination. Is that correct?
Who,
Time
Joe
to switch off
Biden?
this. Yes.
I think so. To be honest, I get most of my news from Wikipedia and Facebook news feeds. So,
Well, that's what I heard from my ambassador. I was quite
okay.
surprised that the other guy didn't win it. It looks like all this. This is what I don't seem to understand about democracy. They have two rapey candidates who are going to be contesting for the presidency. Two rapey candidates. But how do you expect countries like us to look at America as a role model?
We do, but not when you've got a buffoon running the country.
Yeah, and then what's happening with Boris Johnson? Let me just say, by the way, I wish him a speedy recovery. And I tell you what really frustrates me is that I am in London and nobody has called me. Even not even the Queen has called me to say, look, can you offer some direction and leadership at the moment for Britain, which it genuinely lacks? How does it work? Because, okay, he's not feeling very well, and I understand that, and I hope he gets better. Dominic Raab, as I understand, is now covering the role. However, surely, where's the army? How come the army is not involved? Surely they should hand over to the army, and the army will, deal with the lockdown, and then they can hand over back to Boris when the time is right, when he feels better. Why have they given it to a civilian when in a state of crisis? What kind of unwritten democracy is this? It's frustrating. And you know how many people I have met over the years who genuinely want me to lead Britain. They genuinely are looking for my leadership. Do you know how they adore me after my funny speeches every 20 minutes, Luke? It's frustrating sitting down here and watching the whole country just collapse when I could offer some kind of leadership.
I'm sorry, Mr. President, but what credentials do you have more than someone like Dominic Raab or the Chancellor?
I just feel that the British government is very weak in terms of how it deals with the citizens. Imagine I spoke to the Dominic Raab, and I was actually saying to him that I could arrange for nurses and doctors to arrive in the UK immediately and to help you because you're relying on immigrants, and immigrants are the ones who are dying of COVID more than anything else. He refused to accept my offer. I have made an offer that I will ship 70,000 toilet papers to you guys. 200 pastors and lots of all these things that are running out in this country. But he refused as well. The British are very proud, aren't they? Very proud and arrogant.
And you're more than happy to take any aid you get it from wherever you get it.
Say that again.
You're happy to get your aid from anywhere it comes from. You're happy to get it from Putin. You're happy to get it from ISIS. Anyone. You can get your funding from anyone. You're happy to.
Yeah.
Just...
Why is that any different from what the Western countries do? Tell me why it's any different.
I don't have visibility of the inner workings of the British government. But it
So
sounds...
why are you quizzing me rather than quiz the British government? Why do you always do this, you Western journalists? You have turned this into a situation where you're asking me whether I accept funding from ISIS. You're always trying you're a bad journalist. You're a really bad journalist. I think I have allowed you enough questions, and
I've got a couple more.
Yeah, go on.
Are you why haven't you spoken to the BBC or Channel 4 News to update them about your reaction to the COVID-19?
Because they haven't asked me, and I don't expect them to ask me. I have been in touch. Dave Channel have contacted me, and I have had an interview, and I have given them my views on what's happening. Look, I will say this to you, and I will say this strongly. There's no way BBC Studios and E4 will contact me because they as far as I'm concerned, they are not. They are fake news, fake TV stations. And I genuinely want to shut them down. And the only TV channel that is useful for me in the United Kingdom is Dave Channel.
It's Dave Channel.
Yes.
Dave Channel. Okay. I thought it's because that you're not taken seriously by the UK public.
Oh, look. I have to say to you that I don't even know what I should say about that, because I regard that as an insult. Every time I am on stage delivering a speech on democracy and human rights, I have nothing less than 350 people hailing me, screaming my name and adoring me. I don't know where you got the information from that the British public, maybe the British media, yes, they obviously don't want to be seen to be supporting a dictator. And and it hasn't changed even since I stopped being friends with Coben. They still wouldn't embrace me, but I haven't let that stop me. That hasn't stopped me from coming to the United Kingdom. It hasn't stopped me from meeting the British people. I love the British people. I love the Scottish people. I love the Welsh people, the Irish, the Northern Irish, the people outside London. I love them all. They adore me. I genuinely believe that there are British citizens in the United Kingdom who want to revoke their citizenship to join Laughter Republic. It's just that they have not been able to find a way of doing it. But I can tell you from Peckham to Brighton, from Brighton to these English countries where I have delivered speeches, they are ready. They are ready to revoke their citizenship, even before Brexit. Now that this has happened now, I know they want to join my country.
I read this story earlier about what are your thoughts on Keir Starmer becoming the Labour leader?
That is just a bit of a. I haven't had a chance to actually congratulate him because I am not really sure how he will be able to beat Boris Johnson with the crisis and the sympathy that Boris is actually getting at the moment. But 5 years is a long time. But I'm going to be biased. Corbyn was my friend, and he's still my friend, and I was really, really disappointed to see Corbyn leave. I don't see how you can have a millionaire because Keir Starmer, I think he's a Tory who is disguised as a labor man. That's how he reminds me more of Tony Blair than anyone else. And I don't think he is going to be opposing this Tory government. Opposition, as I understand it with my grammar, is someone who opposes the policies of the government. And when he took over recently as Labour leader, I heard him say he wants to work with the government. How is he working? How is that opposition? Yeah, my understanding is that you oppose everything. Even if you have to oppose. You oppose everything. And he has said he wants to work. But we know, I am not in government, but we know in terms of Britain right now that one of the reasons why you've got the escalation is because the weak lockdown didn't happen many, many weeks ago. That's the reason. They're trying to cover that up by getting people to blame their neighbors for going to the park. They're really, really clever. This is what I don't like about democracy. So Keir Starmer, or is it Keir Starmer or Keir Starmer?
Keir Starmer, yeah, that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, at times I find it difficult to pronounce these English names. But
it's so weird.
Yeah, they're so weird. But Keir Starmer, I don't see how he will beat Boris. I don't see how he. I think Labour have not listened. I think they should have either let Corbyn remain. Because this is what is really interesting. This is why I enjoy your democracy at times. Because when you see what the Tory government have done right now, is that not a socialist agenda? They are pumping money into the economy. They've left it so late. They're helping vulnerable people. They're helping businesses. Is that not socialism? Or am I getting that wrong? Even though I don't practice that.
Sorry, Mr. President, let me jump in there. The reason I ask is because I spoke to Keir Starmer yesterday about his appointment. And of course, the conversation came up to speak about you. And he was telling me that he slept with your 6 wives. What are your thoughts on that?
It's quite impossible. My wives, there's no way. You make me really, really laugh. There's no way that he would have been able to go near my wives. I don't mean to be disrespectful in any shape or form, but geez, he might have money, but it's not money that is going to help in pleasure. But my 6 wives need pleasure, and I give them pleasure.
And is it true? Is it true that you once went on holiday with Jeremy Corbyn to the Caribbean and smoked 16 grams of weed?
Well, I did, but Corbyn didn't.
Okay, he strikes me for the sort of person that would smoke a lot of weed, but I don't know.
No, he's a real decent man. He's a fantastic man. Can we see? Are there any comments at all from?
We have someone from always protect your country from Patrick. Patrick has said that. What do you thought? I mean, that's what he said. He said always protect your country.
You see what I am saying. This is fantastic, Luke. I am really enjoying this because we are receiving some comments. And when I came to to the UK, I came here on a state visit, and when I did one of my funny speeches, I didn't really understand why that they were applauding me and they were standing ovation, and they were laughing, and because I am not a comedian. I'm just a president who delivers funny speeches, and it's really interesting that I am being interviewed today, and there are comments on here, and people are actually laughing. I've seen someone called Gioma Abaye. She's laughing about my comments about Kanye West. She's also laughing about Kim will sue you, Bogado, Rihanna distributing weed. Look, this has been a fantastic interview. I will give you that. It's been fantastic. Do you mind if I just I need to get my I feel like just smoking a little bit of
Okay. Can we continue this conversation? Are you okay? Have you got time,
Yes.
Mr. President? Good.
Yeah, well, I have time. I'm supposed to be talking to Putin later on at about 9 o'clock. We want to discuss.
would you be disappointed if I drank my beer while I'm talking to you?
Look, feel free to drink your
Okay.
beer. So far, you don't get sacked by your
I'm working
TV.
from home, so
You're
I can
working from
doctor
home.
this. So
You hold on. You have a lovely suit.
thank you very
I
much.
yeah.
Yeah,
You stand up. Let me see.
I've got my swim shorts on because
Oh,
I've
please
just
sit down.
been to
Please,
my.
please sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down.
Oh,
Please sit down.
sorry, Mr.
Please
President.
sit down. Please sit down.
I
What is wrong with you, British people? Why is it when you are on lockdown or when you are asked to stay at home, you have just done? I was on Twitter earlier on, and I saw that what is his name? That prick Nigel Farage.
oh yes.
I saw him in his shorts, exposing, almost half naked, talking to the British. That it was awful to see. Maybe some people would have liked that. And you are doing the same again. Why don't
Yeah.
you put on something more appropriate when you're talking to me?
Well, because the camera only shows the top half of my body, so I just need to wear a suit on the top half.
Yeah, because what I'm planning to do is I want to make sure that I do a little bit of shopping when I go back to Baghdad. And,
Okay.
I need to get some British clothes. And I like the suit on you if it is too small for me. That was all. That's why I asked you to
Okay.
stand up.
You mentioned before that you have 6 wives. Is it true that you're trying to follow in the footsteps of Henry VIII? And the second part of the question: do you plan to assassinate them in just the way that he did?
No, I am not planning to. Actually, like I said to you, if it wasn't because of this COVID thing, I would have been back in the back in Baghdad, in Laughter Republic, and I've had 6 wives for years. And one of the reasons why I had 6 wives was because I needed my rest on Sunday. Well, I feel so energetic right now, Luke, that I am prepared to marry another wife, and maybe the United Kingdom can find me a wife. Maybe on my way back, I can take this lady called the Gioma. Looks really lovely. Maybe you can find out, look, who she is
Yeah,
and whether
we could always have a little look and
interested
see.
to come back home with me.
Ju-
Because I'm not having any fun with uniformdating.com. And one of my special attaches asked me to use Tinder. I don't know what Tinder is. I have no idea what that is. Uh, I might check it out tonight. But this Ijeoma, she looks lovely. Ijeoma Abaye. Do you know anything about her? Let me even
I'll
check
let
her
you know.
profile. Maybe I can get my butler to check her. Oh, she looks lovely. She looks lovely. She
Okay,
looks
so we're just
lovely.
going to put a quick request out to Ajoma. Can you get in touch with President Obonjo to see if you'd like to become his 7th wife? Patrick's not sure. He said, are you trying to get him to denounce his own country for the Laughter Republic?
I think Patrick is from Nigeria, isn't he?
Oh,
And yeah, he's from Nigeria, and I think he's ready. He's ready to join Laughter Republic. I've been hearing some strange things in the news at the moment about Nigeria, which is a bit worrying. Okay, so can you imagine? Can you imagine? This is what I have heard. They're practicing lockdown at the moment, but apparently they've decided that it is okay for church services to go ahead at the weekend because it's such a religious country. And obviously, even though it's dominated by Muslims, you do have Christians as well. I find that really, really ridiculous because they're exposing themselves because social distancing should be practiced. I mean, we know that for those of you who are religious, you know that Jesus, obviously, Good Friday, and you are not going to see Jesus on the Sunday going to church or on Monday when he rises because, he's social distancing. And I don't understand these Nigerian churches. And, there's been so much drama coming up from these Nigerian churches. So apparently, they're opening up churches on Good Friday, and they're going to church. And I keep telling Nigerian people, when you read the Bible, for those of you who read the Bible, there is no Lagos in the Bible. There's Bethlehem, Israel, but you will never hear Lagos, Nigeria. It's not in the Bible. But, misplaced priorities as far as. Are you a Christian, Luke?
I don't wish to broadcast that on live TV. We've just had Piero. Jesus will protect us. He just said Jesus will protect us. So one of our commenters is religious, and so I'm going to remain directly in the middle here. and not part ways or stand on any side. But I'm a
What did he say?
believer.
He said Jesus will protect us.
Yes,
I genuinely believe that yes, you have to have some kind of faith in this world, but you have to be able to solve your problems yourself. That has always been my view and approach. Praying for nothing and not having a solution or having a logical step towards how you're going to resolve your problem is not going to work. That is my view. But God bless him. If that's what he thinks, that
sure.
Jesus is going to save him and his people, then that's fine.
Mr. Obongo will protect us all. Mr. President, and you said earlier that you've been entertaining the UK people and the British people in comedy clubs for many
Yeah.
many years. And I've been speaking to one of your previous colleagues who used to work for you. I can't remember his name, but for the sake of this, it doesn't matter. GDPR and everything like that. And he said that you've got a stockpiling of ventilators that are loaded with laughing gas, and that you've been taking the laughing gas and releasing it at your comedy clubs. And in fact, your fans haven't really been laughing at your speeches. They've just been laughing because you've just coated them with nitrous oxide. Is this true?
That is not true. I genuinely I maybe
You
there are.
hesitated there, sir.
But yeah. But yeah, I look. I try to be honest and open. Yeah, there are places where I have been where those funny speeches have worked extremely well, but there are still some clubs where I am still trying to convince the comedy club promoter that I can deliver a funny speech. And of course, I get my people to plant laughing gas so that I can get progression into those particular clubs. So recently, yes, I did. I admit that recently I planted laughing gas at the comedy store
Okay.
to get progression.
Thank you for your honesty. Patrick has also asked another question. How is your economy status?
How's my what?
Economy status. What is your economy status for the Laughter Republic?
Well, Latin Republicans don't pay any tax, do they? So how come he's asking me that question? However, like I said, we rely on foreign aid from all these respective countries. And that is one of the reasons why I don't want to see these Western countries fail. Their economy has to be back so that we can get this foreign aid and we can use it to help my people. Because at the moment, no Latin Republican pays any taxes whatsoever. So they are having a fantastic and wonderful life.
Okay. Are you sure? Have you spoken to your constituents yet?
I haven't been able to speak to my constituents. Because this is what's happened. It's been very, very difficult to get any kind of broadcast until you gave me this opportunity right now. And so this is the first time in 3 weeks that my people are able to see me, because there was a rumor that perhaps I was assassinated in the United Kingdom and I'm no longer alive. And there were a few unrest back in Baghdad. So this is a brilliant opportunity to let them know not only am I alive and well, but I will be back to run the country. And I am running the country from London, yeah.
Now, Mr. President, I know this is going to annoy you, but I'm contractually obliged to ask the questions that the people and the viewers are asking. And Adeyemi asked, what is Laughter Republic's stimulus program for its economy?
Rice.
Rice.
Bags of rice. Bags of brown rice.
Now,
That's what they make.
Now, sorry, Mr. President, this is very important because the Ghanaians in Ghana, they believe that their rice is better than Nigeria's and thus better than Laughter Republic's. So, do you use short grain or long grain rice for your food?
Well, Laughter Republic is an envy in terms of how we cook our rice. I suspect the person who is talking to you about this is asking whether jollof rice, Laughter Republic jollof
Exactly.
rice, is better than Ghanaian jollof rice.
Yes.
Well, look, it's not up for discussion in any shape or form. That is like comparing chlorinated chicken from America and chicken that is made in Africa. So look, let's not even people know. Yeah, look, you know what I am going to do for you when this is actually over is I am going to get you some jollof rice. I hope you like good African pepper, and I will give you Laughter Republic jollof rice and Ghanaian jollof rice. Ghanaian jollof rice is so totally useless. It's been bleached It's a terrible. You know, eating Ghanaian jollof rice is like you losing your taste and smell for tasting punani.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've eaten rice. I've not eaten. Have eaten jollof rice. However, but it was at a Nigerian's house, and the person who made it didn't like spicy food, so I did question their nationality at that point.
Actually have another one from. I have a question here from Piero, and he's
Yes.
asking if I have been cloned.
Have you?
Well, they tried to clone me last year. They attempted coup. E4 and BBC Studios tried to appoint someone called Colonel Banjoko. And I think they got it. You know what? I genuinely believe that when I heard that news and they made that statement last year and press statement, I was genuinely pleased. I thought it was Lenny Henry they gave the role to. And you know what great honor for Lenny Henry to try and play me in a TV. I wouldn't have minded. But obviously they made a mistake and gave it to the wrong person.
Okay. Well, I yeah. So there's another person walking around that should have been you.
Well, he's not, look, you tell me, since they made that announcement that they wanted Colonel Banjoko uh, and that he was going to take over from me, has anyone seen Colonel Banjoko? No.
No.
No?
I'm assuming that was on
It-
your assassins
yeah,
list.
yeah. Well, I'm not going to say anything. Some black Republicans actually said to me, "Oh, did I get rid of Colonel Banjoko?" Some even said, "Oh, it was just an idea on paper." Well, I
Mm.
don't know, but he's never been seen since, has he?
No.
Look,
And
I am alive and I am leading the country and we are
Mr.
doing well. I'm alive and kicking. I won the war. I beat them. I
Okay.
defeated them. This was before COVID. I defeated them.
Mr. President, the last time we spoke was on my podcast, and I upset you no end of times on that podcast at that time. But at one point, you were particularly racist to me as a white person and said that we all look the same. And after that, I pressed charges to your people and tried to sue you. When is that money going to arrive in my account?
If you really sued me, if you really had any legal issues with me, why would I agree for you to interview me in the first place?
Well, it's classified information. But I had an email from Miss Princess Adeyemi saying
Yeah.
that if I fill in my details in the email address and send them back, that there'll be £1 million coming my way.
Now, I will accuse you of racism because, like I said to you, I am not Nigerian. I know you're referring to the Nigerian email. You Western journalists must know the difference between a fictional country and a country that is non fictional. Laughter Republic is very close to Wakanda. We are surrounded by Wakanda, Tangazola, and Nambia. Nigeria is based in Africa, surrounded by Ghana and all these other Western African countries. Yeah, there is a difference. We are in a different continent. We are in a fictional continent. So I think you owe me an apology because you have assumed that a Nigerian and that I am a Nigerian would have sent you that email, and that is totally wrong.
No, the only reason I do apologise for offending you, but the only reason I ask is because that's the name of one of your wives, and I thought she was doing that.
Yeah, well, Princess Ade, whatever, is someone else. Yes, I have two princesses who are my wives, but they have it's like me saying that Luke Anthony, like for example, when we were setting this up, why didn't I just and you became my admin for this fan page, and I was looking for you. I didn't just choose any Luke Anthony. I wanted to make sure it was the right Luke Anthony because there were several Luke Anthonys. How would you have felt if I had chosen the wrong Luke Anthony because you all look the same or you have the same names? Yeah, you really have to stop this. You see, this is what I like about COVID. What I like about COVID is this: it is affecting everybody. Everybody. It doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor, black or white, straight, gay, lesbian, tranny. It is affecting everybody. And it's a real shame that right now in Britain, you are now valuing the service that immigrants bring into your society. It's actually ridiculous and preposterous. Preposterous. Is that the right pronunciation? You know what I mean.
It's okay. We can speak afterwards. I can teach you how to pronounce some of these English
Well,
words.
if you can pronounce our language, Laftanese, we can exchange that. How dare you insult me? You're a bad journalist, a bad journalist.
Just 10 minutes ago, you said I was good. So have we got any more questions from those viewing? Any more questions for Mr. President Obonjo?
Ask them if they're enjoying this and if they
Okay.
want to see us do this again.
I believe they can hear you, so you can ask them as well.
Wonderful people of Laugh Republic, I am very, very pleased that we are doing this, and I am very, very pleased that we have 10 people. But you know what my target is. My target is to have 350 people watch me on Facebook Live. And right now, these figures are disappointing. So what I need you to do is this for me. Before we end this interview, make sure you spread this Facebook Live to your friends. Share it, because myself and Luke will do this again on Thursday next week. He has no choice. Next week, same time, 6:17. Do we have a deal, Luke?
We have a few more. We have a few more questions from your viewers. Piero asks, "Is this Corona thingy bob a April Fool's prank that has gone so wrong?"
Look, this is what I thought originally, but then that it's not just the April Fool. At one point, they said, "Oh, it wasn't affecting black people," and then I saw black people dying. In America, you can see that the most affected are African Americans, and it is obvious where you have inequality in society. It's usually the ones who are needy and the most vulnerable. Look, this is not an April Fool's joke. This is more than an April Fool's joke. You must take this seriously, because let me tell you, when I come back to the United Kingdom and I come back to deliver my speeches, it is really, really important, very, very important that I have an audience. So you must not die on me. You must survive. And the way you survive is to stay at home. Stay at home and protect yourself and stay at home. And I know this weekend is going to be before you called me, I was so tempted to go out in my knickers. And, my boxer shorts, because the weather was so great. And I decided not to, because not that I'm frightened. I just decided not to, because I have to lead by example. So if there's anything I say to your people and to my people, stay home. If they want entertainment, we will give them entertainment through this fan page, because I am going to sign a partnership with you right now, and we will make sure that every Thursday at 6:17, so far you're not dead, we will continue to do this.
Okay, and we've got a couple more questions, Mr. President, and one more question here. What is your next plan on Laughter Republic after COVID-19? So what is your plan for the Laughter Republic after COVID-19 has passed?
After COVID-19 is passed and we know that it is safe to travel back into the United Kingdom, I will ensure that I've written a book. It's my autobiography, and is the memoirs of President Obonjo, with the title Stolen. And that is what I'll be writing, and I'll be publishing, and I'll be going on a world book tour. And I will want to make sure that every single British citizen, all 60 million of them, not 350, buy my book. That is my goal. After spending so many years performing and delivering speeches in this country, they owe me. And the only way they owe me is for them to buy my book called Stolen. And that is what I am going to be doing.
Thank you very much.
And also, it's really important that we use this opportunity, because I don't see how some of these countries are going to be able to recover. So Laughter Republic is in a good position to help them. We will find ways in how we can build their economies for them. It is really, really important. I want to see these countries boycott China. Okay? Because right now, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm not being racist in any shape or form, we know for a fact that that so-called COVID came from China. And it is really, really important that Western countries start boycotting Chinese goods and start buying Laughter Republic goods. And Laughter Republic goods is all about comedy. So you have buying power, British citizens. Stop buying Chinese products and buy Laughter Republic products. They last longer. Laft Republic products last longer.
If the viewers want to have a look, if you look just behind me, you can see there's a bongo drum that I was given last time I spoke to Mr. President Obonjo, and that is a product of the Laughter Republic.
Yeah. Well, it's
So
not just the drums. We provide products and services that will make you happy. I genuinely believe that the products and services that we have produced and we've given to British citizens, those who know about President Obonjo, that is what is sustaining them and making them, deal with the issues that they're facing now with COVID. So stop buying Chinese products. Buy Laughter Republic products.
okay, Mr. President, was there anything else you'd like to say to our British people?
I would say stay home, stay safe, go and buy my DVD. You can do that by actually contacting me in my inbox. It's a beautiful and wonderful story. Apart from my DVD, you can also find me on Next Stop and subscribe to Next Stop. All of these things that you do for me will help Laughter Republic not go into recession. The economy is not tanking at the moment, but we need as much funds as possible. I promise you that whatever income that comes in from your pockets will be diverted to help the vulnerable people in Laughter Republic. So just to repeat that again, DVD is available. Goodbye, Mr. President. Next Stop is available as well if you want to have so many other videos that you want to see apart from mine. Even though mine is there, you can have a look at that as well. It's really, really important. And once again, stop buying Chinese products. Invest in Laughter Republic products. They are better, durable, and last longer. They're like Duracell. They last longer.
And I have been Luke Anthony, reporting for the Comedians Outlook News. Go and check out my fan page as well. And we'll see you next Thursday at 17 minutes past 6 exactly, just after the national news.
Who gave you permission to plug your fan page? This is all about me, Luke. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You see, you can't even trust English people. Why are you promoting your fan page? You can't even trust English people. Anyway, support Luke. He's a good guy. We'll talk soon. Thank you very
much. Goodbye, Mr. Obonjo.
Goodbye.
Hi, mate.
Hi.
How you doing?
Stop recording. You stop recording?